Good evening and welcome to the Whisky Lover Society with me, Gert Retief. And tonight we are looking at an Arran and in particular the small batch peated sherry casks. It is a Belgium exclusive, and I think with a little bit of a digging you might also find it somewhere else. It is of course a single malt. It is from the Isle of Arran distillery. It is a bottle from 2021, matured in peated sherry casks. It is natural color, non-chill filtered, cost around 66 euros here in Belgium, and it's bottled at an eye-watering 58.6% ABV. So quite a strong boy. And just also a disclosure, this is not a full bottle. This is just a sample that I bought from my online store. So there could be a little bit of a difference. I also don't know how old the bottle is with regards to when they open it, the bottle up. Of course, it can be half of the bottle. It could be still a full bottle. I'm not sure. So there could be a little bit of a difference between something that you buy as a new bottle and maybe something that I'm going to taste that might have been oxidizing for a couple of months already. So there could be a little bit of a difference. Color-wise, natural color, nice dark golden color. On the screen, it does look a little bit darker, I see. So a little bit lighter for me without the green screen. So on the nose, cheers. That is fantastic. Now, what I also seen when I just poured it out of the bottle, it was a lot more smoke on the nose for me. But if you pour it and wait a couple of minutes, I poured this one at least 10-15 minutes ago. So the smoke is definitely dissipated a little bit. But you still get a little bit of a nice, sweet, fruity, smoky note. So definitely the peat is there. And I will describe it a little bit of a sweet, smoky, oaky nose coming out. And when you get that past that little smoke note, and when you get into the sherry notes coming out, real typical sherry notes. Nice, sweet sherry notes coming out. And I also get a little bit of a mint coming out, a nice cooling mint effect in the nose. And when I get that little raisin notes coming out, I get a little bit of a dried figs coming out. Maybe a little bit of a fresh fig as well. And I also get a little bit of a peachy note and a little bit of an apricot note. Also of the dried variety. That's really nice. And I also now get a little bit of an apple note as well. This is really, really nice. And every time I go back, I do get a little bit of something else. So absolutely big fruity flavors coming out. Fresh fruit, and also get a little bit of the dried fruit coming out that's associated with the sherry casks. A little bit of a cinnamon appearing. And then I also get a little bit of a vanilla, but very faint in the back. And associated with the sherry cask, I get a little bit of a burnt rubber note. Or just a little bit of a rubber note. Absolutely fantastic. Type of peated whiskey that I can relate to and I can enjoy. Well, on the taste, cheers. It's quite high on the ABV, so I just took a small sip. In the end, I'm going to add a little bit of water. So the hotness of the alcohol is definitely there. You get that hot, almost just evaporates in your mouth. You get the sweetness of the sherry cask. And when you get that little smokiness coming out, that little peatiness coming out, and leaving a little bit of a medicinal note in the end. That little rubber note is still there for me. And quite sweet, actually. So, sweet, smoke, oak is definitely for me on the taste. Every time I go back, it gets a little bit more sweeter for me. The alcohol is very strong. Definitely something that I'm going to have to add a little bit of water. I think it's not for me it's possible to drink it like this. It is very nice. And what I do like at that high ABV, I'm in control of this whiskey. I can add as much water that I want to. And of course, I decide at what level I want to drink it. So a little bit of an oaky build-up and a little bit of an espresso note and a hint of a little bit of a dark chocolate note coming out as well. So I'm not going to add a lot of water. In the beginning, I'm just going to add maybe half a teaspoon of water. And just to see what is the effect going to be. With a little bit of water, immediately I do see a little bit of a hazy cloudiness coming through. I can see the water molecules mixing with the alcohol molecules. Absolutely fantastic. Didn't add much water. The first thing that I get is even less smoke. I get a little bit more of the vanilla notes coming out. Feels for me also a little bit sweeter on the nose as well. The fruitiness, more like a red apples, Asian pear type of nose coming out. Also, the hint of a dark chocolate is definitely now more prominent for me. I get a little bit of a dusty note coming out. And that dried fruit, a little bit of that raisins also appearing. Really nice. And that was just with a little bit of water added. So taste-wise, that was just a perfect amount of water. So I get more of a sweetness coming out. The smokiness is for me a little bit more a savory type of smoke, a little bit of a bacon, a little bit of a ham type of smoky flavors coming out. I do still get the raisins coming out, a little bit of a dried fruit still coming out. This one takes water very well. And of course, if you add a little bit more, it's up to you. Now, I think with the amount of water, I might be in a little bit of a 48-49% alcohol still, so it's still quite very strong. I'm sure I can add a little bit more water, but let me just try it like this, and then I can maybe put a drop or two additional water in to see what it's going to do. Still quite hot on the alcohol. A chocolate note is definitely there. That warm mouthfeel is there. This is really nice. So just to make sure, and now I also get a little bit of a pineapple note coming out. I'm just going to add a little bit more water. So maybe working on 2 teaspoons of water as a final thought. That pineapple note. How nice, the tin pineapples with a little bit of a syrupy liquid in it. And definitely more cinnamon and a little bit more vanilla coming out and a little bit more sweetness. Oh, this is really nice. Nice creamy note and a little bit of a chocolate note coming out. Absolutely fantastic. The sweetness is fantastic. The smoke is fantastic. A little savory smoke. Really, really nice. Final thoughts. Absolutely, I'm going to buy this. As soon as I can, I will definitely order a bottle. €66. With that high ABV, I think it is absolutely a fantastic bargain. And I would recommend it if you can get a bottle of this. Buy it, try it, leave a comment. Maybe you have tried it before. What did you think about it? Is that something that you would recommend to your friends? Score-wise, I'm very happy with this one. I'm going to give it an 89 out of 100. So cheers, and thanks to Arran for making this special whiskey just for our Belgium folks. So please remember to like and subscribe. Or maybe you don't like it, but subscribe. Tell me why you didn't like it. Leave a comment. I will always get back to you. And I see you next time. Cheers.